In this video, I'm going to be showing you why the Blackmagic 6K Pro is weirdly still a good option in 2025. So I'm not saying this camera is going to replace my Mini LF right here, but there are some use cases and reasons why in certain scenarios, this camera is the absolute perfect tool for the job. It's absolutely perfect. It's so good. So let's get into it. So what sparked me actually getting this camera was that earlier this year, I got a quote unquote job to shoot this group going to Coachella. And there's a lot of behind the scenes, people having fun, just spur of the moment type things that weren't scripted. So I wanted a camera, number one, with good color. I wanted to be able to see the image so it couldn't have a small screen. I wanted to be able to not worry about ND if I had to stop down and for some reason the ND broke. I'm not cranking my shutter speed, okay? I'm not cranking my shutter speed. I wanted something that was lightweight, and if it got broken or lost, I wouldn't care about it too much. So this really combined all of those features in one. It has great color science. This screen not only articulates, but is 5 inches and built in and has like Apple UI almost. If you've seen Sony UI, this is feels like light years ahead of that. It's just so nice to work with. The internal NDs are amazing. And I literally bought this for $1,500, which I know some of you are saying, well, that's a lot of money, but for what you're getting for this, it is such a deal. So this has become my new favorite camera for travel because you don't have to use a monitor. You don't have to put the monitor on top. I know some people are gonna say, oh yeah, just screw it on, turn it off and on. But the extra action of turning on your camera and turning on your monitor, a lot of times you're gonna miss a little spur of the moment shot, or you can't just throw it in your bag and just not worry about it. So that's why I do love this, is because I can just throw it in my bag. It's not a big worry. And it has so many features that are actually beneficial. And a lot of people have them lying around from a long time ago, at least the Blackmagic 6K, so they are so cheap when you buy them used. And if you have Canon glass laying around, it's native for that, which is great. And I personally use pretty much one lens with this camera, which might sound crazy, but it's the 35mm Canon USM. People would not normally choose this lens. It's kind of like a, a step above a kit lens, but it has some features that I think are really beneficial to go with this setup. It is the travel setup. It is a small setup. This is a small lens. It has stabilization to make up for the lack of internal stabilization here. And it's a pretty fast lens. I think it's f2.0. So that is one of the reasons. And shooting 35mm on a 35mm camera, Super 35, it has a really good feeling. And a lot of these edits that I was doing on this job were kind of vibe edits, if you will, just kind of capturing moments and things that looked pretty, people having fun. So that made this the absolute perfect camera for the job. Now, I've said a lot of good things about this camera. Everything has its downside. Let's get into the cons of this camera. Number one, as anyone who's owned a Blackmagic camera before knows, that their battery life is crazy bad. They improved it a bit with this. It uses the Sony NPF batteries. I got some fun colors of those bad boys. So you end up just having to carry like 5 with you, which is kind of funny. But whatever, they're not super big, and if you're traveling, it just is what it is. I got USB-C ones, so I can charge them anywhere. So that is a limitation. It is quite bulky. It's not as small as the FX3, which I would say is its main competitor for me right now as like a B camera. And the FX3, as I said, has more dynamic range. I'd rather rig the FX3 out with the monitor if I was in a more prepared shoot setting and I wasn't worried about you know, as much about response time of things being turned on, or if it was an event like an hour where I knew I could just leave the camera on and not run out of battery. So for travel, I think where I like this camera so much, it reminds me almost of a Leica, where it's kind of an all-in-one setup. It's got everything you need to just point and shoot and capture travel and life around you. It's got great color. So yeah, to sum it up, the main reason I love this camera is for travel and vibe edits, if you will. That means being fast on the go, having an all-in-one solution, and not worrying about something getting scratched or messed up. This camera has a lot of pro features. Don't expect a super stable image out of it if you're holding it handheld. You're gonna have to shoot on a wider angle lens if you want any stable footage handheld. But if you're going for that natural shake, this does give a pretty good result. And I almost forgot about this little weird thing right here. If you don't know, this camera, you can buy an electronic viewfinder directly from Blackmagic. And there's a little LCD screen there that has all the critical info for you. You can use a lot of the function buttons. I love using it on my Mini LF, and to be able to use it on here is just, it's actually really cool. I found the biggest use case for it when I wanted to be locked into the camera, either for stabilization on a long lens, just another point of contact, or if I had a scenario around me that was very distracting, a lot of flashing lights or a lot of bright light, and you know, the screen was just not enough to properly see what was going on in the image. This EVF kind of gave me that little silo where I could pay attention and bloody check things out, mate. That is all I have to say about this camera. Hopefully, if you have it in your closet, it makes you pick it up, or you know, you buy it from some guy on Craigslist and have a great time with a little travel adventure with it. Either way, thanks for watching, and here is some footage I shot with this beautiful Blackmagic Pocket 6K Pro cinema camera.